Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. In this video, to start off our third season of Dystopian Wars Battle Report, Already, it's been a couple of years already. We are doing a 3000 points battle report where, well, we will see the factions. We have today with us
Zongo, hello.
Zongo, what do you bring today?
The Crown, and more specifically, the East India Trading Company.
Oh, okay, so first time we're going to see this on the table. We are playing with the latest Orbats at time of recording. They're quite new, so we're discovering them. It's 3.06 for the Sultanate that I will play, and 3.05 for the Crown. So really,
I think it's 06 as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, the latest ones
Yeah.
at this moment. We will see these new things. We'll try to teach you the new special capacities that each faction has, but we are going to record quite fast as we usually do, which means we don't film every single dice roll. We try to do a few activations and tell you what happened, and of course if there is a massive action we will film it. So apparently it's worked quite well. We have good feedback in the comments as always. If you like it or not, let us know in the comments. If you're watching this and you leave us a comment, you gain a chance to gain one of two battle fleets, one for the Union and one for the Covenant. Do not miss this up and do leave us a comment. It helps us a lot with the algorithm and you can gain a massive battle fleet, so that's always good. And give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And without further ado, let's have a look at the table, the scenario and the lists. So we are playing on this nice table with these beautiful floating islands today. Good that we have them because there is a lot of aerial units on each side, as you will see. I will start with the Sultanate, and the whole scenario is that the Sultanate, and especially like the Praetorian Guard of the Sultanate, have been recruited following the peace treaty at the end of season 2 to clean up the pirates that are festering on these islands. So all the East India Trade Company Corsairs are around here. They will try to defend their forces. The Sultanate is here to kick them out. So it's a combined arms of the Sultanate. There is going to be some Egyptians, some Turkish surface, some Turkish aerial, the Crimson League. We'll see all of this. Well, from right to left, let's start here with the Tanis command ship. So it's one of the Egyptian flagship variants. It's basically a carrier that launched these adorable little tokens of Khepri scarabs, basically stronger SRS tokens. So really looking forward to try those Khepri SRS tokens. It also has a portal generator, so it can send its SRS token through portals. Very good. I also have 4 assassins, which are these very fast skimmers here with a lot of weaponries, 2 gun batteries, some torpedo salvos, and broadsides as well, so counting on them to do some good work. I have here, let's start with those guys, 4 Diogen of the Covenant, because I have a Crimson League battle fleet, which allows me to bring 1 unit of the Covenant. So those are going to be my torpedo, my submarine torpedo boats. I also have a Crimson League force. I try to hide them as much as I could. We have the Badrul Badur, which is right here. Very powerful flagship, very tough, with Devils on luck, focus gunnery, like that. All the good things. It can also repair stuff with its main ball. Attached are going to be 3 Alsackers right there. Do note that the Badrul Badur, it's a special variant that we're going to play today for my Praetorian Guards, which can send SRS tokens from underneath, just as the boosted Lycaon, because come on, how cool is that? Also, we have 2 here Ausbiris. They are not really Ausbiris, they've been built by our painter as Nazer ships, which is unfortunate, but I will play them as Ausbiris, which is what I want. They have the upgrade in points. I don't know if we can see on the side, but they do carry also some aircraft that they can send as if they were little carriers. Here I will have a Retage portal ship with 2 attached carros, very good at putting portals left and right, and it's just a beast in its own right at shooting, at torpedoes, at Ilios blast. It can board like a devil. It's fast, it's tough, but it's extremely expensive. Then we have 3 Sabah. Those are missile ships. They can shoot very well at long range, but they have limited ammunitions, which is a little bit sad, which means they can run out of their big missile salvos. However, there is, as you can see, an hide-in on the left, which not only will give me some additional cards, but it will also allow me to give a supply depot to the Sabah so they never run out of munition. In reserve to finish, I have one Anatolia, the normal one, not the name version, with 2 particle beamers, accompanied by 4 Temirs, because they can be attached by 4 now, with etheric lances. And I also have a unit of 2 Chaskas. They will both be played as Chaska, which is the melee version with the blades. And they have unexpected arrival and strategic withdrawal, so they're extremely mobile, and I'm counting on them to go hunting the enemy carriers. The scenario, my objective is to capture or destroy the enemy flagships, so especially the Indiaman and the Avalon, and also to prevent him from capturing the islands, because as we will see, if he captures islands by having more troops, it will trigger his East India Trade Company bonus, which will allow for each island starting at turn 2 that he controls to have a full reroll of all the blanks, because we don't count victory points. That's it for my list. Let's have a look for the crown.
So hello everyone. I'm just gonna present my list from left to right. So here we have 3 Pictons, Pictons light cruisers. So those guys, even though they are denoted as light cruiser, are extremely aggressive. I bought them 3 majestic gun turrets for long range capabilities. So there are 3 Pictons. They named the Bellerophon, Pegasus, and Heracles. Then we go on with 6, I believe they're called, what are they called, these guys?
Saxons.
6 Saxon scout rotors. So they mainly have to provide escorts, because they all have heavy escorts, right?
Corvette duty.
Corvette duty, pardon. Then we go with 4, I believe they're called Tintagels. Tintagels with torpedo turrets. Okay, yeah, so even though the model is actually equipped with rocket turrets, I paid the upgrade for swift torpedo turrets.
It's something new from their new crown.
Yeah, so it's a new turret with piercing torpedoes, so we're gonna try it. Maybe one of the best units is those 3 Praetorians, with one of which is equipped with a trident generator and 2 others with guardian generators.
Okay.
They all are equipped with heavy torpedo turrets as well. They used to be able to link the heavy torpedo turrets with their own torpedo salvos, but not anymore, because it's now a piercing torpedo turrets and an aerial torpedo salvo, which is a bit different, but it's always good as well, because you can shoot the aerial torpedoes to aerial units, which will be useful in this case.
Yep.
Then we move on with 3, what are they called? They're called Morgana assault submarines. Yeah, so we have just a huge torpedo salvo, and then huge ram capabilities as well.
He used them conservatively, defensively in his own deployment zone for the torpedo power, because they're
and to bring like some of counter menace, counter threat, if I
get too close.
Yeah. Then my flagship, which is an Indian. A Grand Indiaman, the HMS Odysseus. Adventurer Grand Indiaman, HMS Odysseus.
Okay.
With 3 majestic gun turret as well, and 4 escorts, so it's big squadron. I deployed close to it. I deployed 3 Guinevere strike submarine, which have actually it's a proxy, because
this is the Morgana.
It's an actual Morgana, but I'm gonna play it as Guinevere. So imagine that this chainsaw is actually a missile silo, but which is limited. That's why I deployed it close to the Indiaman, which has a supply depot.
Smart.
And then we move on with the Avalon. The Avalon, which is one of the objectives of the game.
Yeah.
Because it's a famous Griffin Alpha we're trying to get back.
The one that was destroyed, our big Avalon of the Task Force Mordred, it was caught by pirates and repaired, and we see they quite changed it, and our objective is to take it back.
Yeah. I attached to it a Tintagel, so right now it's almost useful to have a Tintagel attached.
No, it is useful now.
It used to be complete liability, but just right now it's useful, okay, because they can link up with the 2 weapons. And 2 other Praetorians, those one with gun batteries, so vanilla Praetorians, but still a good unit.
Still good.
And 6 Orcas. For just long-range torpedoes, because we're in the crown, so we love torpedoes.
And it's always good. It's
a good unit. It's a good unit by itself.
Okay. So that is the table. I think you have something in reserve.
Oh yes. Did I tell you about HMS Poseidon, which is, as you can see, a model that doesn't exist anymore. It's back from the V2.
It's a big Morgana.
It's a big Morgana. It's a mass 3 Morgana, basically. We're gonna play it with the rules from the Deathbringer from Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So yeah, huge submarine with impressive ramming capabilities.
Yeah.
And I bought 3 escorts as well because why not?
Because it's nice. We love escorts.
We actually have a house rule for season 3 where all the escorts are free, and we can put even more escorts even on units that are not supposed to have, because come on, it's nicer with a lot of small ships around.
We want to do.
Yeah.
Free.
That's true.
When there's love, there's freedom.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the Sultanate has initiative. We are going to do, as we said, first couple activations. I think it's not going to be extremely lethal to begin. And then we will meet to make a little check-up what happened. First couple activations, we will start here because it was a lonely activation. The 6 Orcas activated, doing a lot of dices on the Sabah, but through unlucky dices on the attack and good defense dice, it was only 15 hits in total, so 2 hull points and a critical. Here my first activation was to activate those Diogen. They did lots of damage on the Morgana. The Ausbiris also sent their aerial torpedo salvos on those guys, thanks to sending their own SRS tokens to trigger maritime patrol. By the way, those guys and the Orcas as well are in deep dive now. And finally, the Morganas activated and they obliterated one of the Ashashin, the one they could see, that was here. So first 4 activations, long range firepower, we expected that. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we've had a couple activations. First, I moved my Retage bravely to tank the enemy firepower. He did put a portal here, a portal there for later on. We will see how I will use it. What did he do? He did quite a bit of damage on the Indiaman. Between the Carolus and the Retage, it was 3 or 4 points of damage, I think, in total. They have arcs, so they go through the Guardians, very good. And the torpedoes did 2 points of damage and a critical on the Guineveres. As a result, he activated the Guineveres, doing a lot of damage, obliterating this Retage. He shot on him because he has blast, and thus I couldn't use my good ADV. So the fun fact, the Carolus stayed alive because he's not automatically destroyed when he gets a critical, like when he passed the Citadel, but the critical damage was an explosion, so he did die in the end, and damaging my Retage in the process. Not very happy about that. I activated my Aydin, doing nothing, because he has 1 rocket battery, it's great, and torpedoes did nothing either. And yeah, now he's activating his Indiaman. Of course, I blocked the heavy firepower because, come on. He did 1 point of damage with the torpedoes on the Diogen, and now he's going to do 24 dices on the Retage. It could have been like 36 if he used heavy firepower, so good that I blocked. 24 dices, and he has Royal Engineers. What does it mean? It means that if he does double or more of my mass, which is 6, as explosives, so if he makes 6 explosives, his attack is going to gain devastating. So basically I'm gonna be almost dead. He needs to make 6 explosives, so it's not automatically win with 24 dices, but it can happen. It has been seen before. Let's see if it does happen. 24 dices is looking for explosives.
Which do not have 4 already.
Oh yeah.
So let's just
4 explosives. He needs only 2 more, and I'm very upset.
And,
oh no, still good. Still good roll. Quick top for the activation of the Sabah, which obliterated with crazy roll the Orcas. Well, no, okay, and did 29 hits on the little. Not Gloriana, the Indiaman in the end, so close to the double Citadel, and still it got a double, like the same critical again, which made a catastrophic explosion, so the Indiaman is close to being crippled. Okay, couple more activations, actually just one that was very important. The Badrul Badur activated with the 3 Alsackers. The Alsackers did nothing with their barbette launchers on the Tintagel, but with heavy firepower, 6 rocket batteries obliterated the Tintagel that was attached to the Avalon. And then with without heavy firepower, but with focused gunnery, the 2 particle beamers and the 3 etheric lances from here were about to do 21 dices sustained, auto-sustained, on the Indiaman. but he used 18 dice of guardian points, everything that he had, to try to cover this, and in the end I had only 3 dice left, which was of course not enough. That is it for this activation, but I'm quite happy also with this little chrono ball I repaired the Diogenes here. We are going to film one key activation. The Avalon sent its SRS tokens here, 8 of them, and he declared heavy firepower to try to sink the Vetage. I spent 3 cards because we like a beautiful play here. 1 to remove the little defenses offline, so I'm gonna have 6 dice of defense, and 2 to counter his very powerful heavy firepower. It's kind of like his last chance to sink the Vetage. So for now, he's first shooting with his rocket.
Yeah.
Okay, rocket.
So it's 9 dice of rockets.
Okay, 9 dice of rockets. He needs to beat 8.
Ah. 9 because you have
9.
armor decking.
Armor decking, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it's 9 may hit.
So I have 7 dices to try to defend. I need at least 2. Oh, I have 2.
No, it's you have.
Ah non, I'm
armor.
dead.
Yeah.
Ah putain merde, I'm dead. Bah voilà, 3 cards for nothing.
It has to be.
Okay,
to be tried.
bah that's it. Pour Retage. Okay, few activations. It's not going so good anymore for the Sultanate. It was a good first half, but not anymore. The Saxons came here and did a lot of damage on this guy, making an explosion that damaged everyone around here, so that's not fun. The Assassins got some firepower from both of those guys. That did not go good at all, only 1 more is left. The Tennis sent its SRS token on a Pride and all the way there, also using heavy broadside through the portal. I lost 2 portals through these both actions. The Picton obliterated one of those guys, did a critical on the Tennis, like did quite a lot more damage, and we arrive at the point when I'm out of activation. So I put through this portal, thanks to Portal Mastery, the Anatolia and all the Temirs going here. And they're going to do, not going to film everything, heavy broadsides on the left on the Pride End, especially all the etheric lances and particle beamers on the Pride End all together. Heavy broadsides on the right, maybe probably on the Morgana, and triangle boarding on the Indiaman. So that is what we are going to try, and then it's going to be basically my last activation for the first turn. End of the first turn, we did the last few activations. Of course, all the damages here were terrible, especially the Pride Ends, which did quite a lot of damage on the now exposed Anatolia, which is already at the red level of disorder, and the Badrul Badur, which has only 2 whole points left. All its defenses are not enough in front of the crown firepower. He is very close to being crippled, so that is a little bit sad for him. That is going to be it for now. My reserve from here, by the way, this portal is not there anymore. Both are reserves, so his Deathbringer and my Aerial did not make an explosives to arrive. They will appear first in the second turn. And we didn't do SRS tokens. Let's do it right now and say what happened. Okay, well, it was very lethal SRS tokens indeed. This poor Badrul Badur has 5 whole point left, and I had to use a card because another critical that he had was defenses offline. There, the Pride End was obliterated by 10 SRS tokens of all the reprise and even the normal SRS. And here I did manage with my 2 SRS tokens to almost do a point of damage, but its SDV saved him because he was in deep dive. I had to do an obscured attack. That is it for the first turn. The Crown has initiative for turn 2, and the first activation we already know is going to be the Deathbringer. Let's have a look. Beginning of the turn 2, and it starts very hard for the Crown against the Sultanate, because the Deathbringer arrived here and he absolutely obliterated the Anatolia in a single ramming plus boarding that made a carnage, obviously. So the Anatolia lost like something like 8 or 10 whole points straight, and he was sunk. Then he made a double activations, and I don't have Fortunes of War anymore because the Retage is gone and the Badrul Badur was crippled. And so he activated double activation with these little guys. They shot down the Badrul Badur despite all the defense. Like, it was way not enough. He did something like more than 30 hits. And he also sank one of the Temirs. My first activation
were my two Cheskas, and they are going to charge the Avalon, so I'm hoping for quite some damage. Here, I did with the first Value's Conduct the Vigor capacity or Celerity, the one that gives me a second ramming later on. He countered it with 2 cards, and then I used the Tennis, which has the command something that allows you to try again. And another Value's Conduct, and this time I got it. So I'm gonna make 4 rammings, at each of them 20 dices, arc, so hoping for good results there. And then we're gonna start shooting. With 4 ramming actions and the twin lances, the Cheskas actually did manage to shoot down the Avalon just on the very last hull point, thanks to Hazardous on the twin judgment lances, but it was enough, and the Avalon is going down. Then next activation has been the Orcas, which absolutely obliterated the poor Sabbath that was right there. And I activated my Tanis, which sent its SRS close to this guy here with the Trident Generator. He did a heavy firepower, which was not countered, and I did cripple this Picton, also making a magazine explosion, which damaged him further and started to put some damage on his little friends. The Saxon activated and they shot down a few ships left and right, especially the Temir, and they also especially killed one of the Cheskas with a very good roll, and they have like ADV 2, which is a bit weird, but okay. And one of the Cheskas was destroyed. In return, I activated these Temirs that shot left and right with all the weapons, broadside, etheric lances, micro torpedoes, doing a critical on the Guinevere, 1 point of damage and putting the Indiaman to the black level of disorder with their lances, and on the left, first point of damage on the Deathbringer. The Pictons activated. I activated the Diogen doing 2 points and a critical on the Morgana. The Pictons activated, doing a ramming, doing a lot of damage on the Tennis, even though I repaired with a card, he has only 2 cards left. They shot with the Majestic Gun Battery on this guy, crippling him, and also making like a critical damage. And they decided not to board because they are cowards. Now they have phrase 6, like of course they will try to board.
Crew, okay?
Yeah, wait, no,
they don't.
They are not. They're Indian. They almost had royal, like lion-hearted crew, but they are not. They are Indian East India Trade Company. So nope. Though my Tane starts to have a lot of disorders. I think I'm out of no, I'm not out of activation. I have small things here that are about to activate. Let's go. Here we have had a few activations. The Aidin doing 1 point of damage there. The Saba doing, I think, 1 point of damage on the Indiaman. And not managing to kill those guys, even with the rocket barrage and everything. The Tintagels activated, crippling and doing a critical on this Cheska here, and crippling and doing a lot of criticals as well on the Tanis in the back. We used to say that the Crown Aerials were weak, they got buffed, and now they're quite fine. It's now the turn of the Morganas, which are going to try to finish off the Tanis. We are finishing turn 2 just before SRS tokens, and we have the 2 heroes of the Imperium. They come to help their Praetorian Guard friends. We have Bjorn and Agnata that came to bring some support. They, with the ramming, destroyed the Indiaman. They had to use a Blitzschlag to make a second ramming. With their heavy volt guns, they destroyed 3 of the little Saxons, and their little Ubervolt Virling shot and sank the last Guineveres. So it's still not a great situation at all for the Praetorian Guard, but maybe they will be able to resist a little bit more. Let's do the SRS tokens, which are mostly going to be on this guy.
Only.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, well, we'll do the interception. Maybe we'll just make the last filming rolling of this attack, because it's the first time we show the reprise on the channel, and then it's gonna be initiative for the 3rd turn. Alright, he removed 2 reprise SRS tokens with this interception, so I have now 18 dices, rerolling blank because of homing, and devastating, so and piercing. So that should be enough, I hope. Rerolling blank. I'm going to use a card to give myself sustained.
Okay.
So I'm going to reroll those 5 blues. Okay, that's much better already. Rolling 7 explosives. Another explosive. Okay, that should be enough to sink this guy out. First activation of the 3rd turn, and very good activation of the Tanis, actually, who activated himself. got a little point of damage from colliding with the Picton. We realized that he was skimming, so he should not have been able to be rammed before. But let's say that for this game he's flying too close to the sea, so that's why he got rammed. Like once we started with this, like whatever, but it's supposed to be skimming. What else? We used the different portals and stuff, used like especially his broadsides to do some damage on the right. Also, he crippled the Morgana with its left broadsides thanks to a little punching through the portal. And all the heavy gun batteries with heavy firepower did cripple this little guy. He has 1 whole point left. It was very good activation. Actually, all the gun batteries are quite efficient when you start to get at the good range. He also made a boarding at +2 value of fray, so 17, because of a card that I used, and used Valorous Conduct on those. I used both my Valorous Conducts on those. And he did actually made Carnage on one of the 3 Pictons, destroying it outright. And after he repaired 2 of the criticals that he had, well, not that it's gonna help him anyhow, but at least a little something. So that's it for the 10. He's very happy that he could do something before dying. And now it's the time of the crown, which still might win the day, but not without losses. Next activation was this little guy that barely survived from the Pride Inn, and something to note, he repaired his Mirage generator, came here, made a ramming there, he killed himself with the ramming anyway. You have to roll a die every time you make a ramming, and my chess guys have been suffering a lot from this. But anyway, he made an explosion from this guy. And this guy is crippled, by the way, this Pride Inn. So he killed himself many times over. I used, by the way, the second special capacity of this guy because I felt he would kill himself in a ramming. And the second capacity, which is called Vigor, gives him +6 dices and sustained to his ramming. Fragile, those little guys. Do note, we just noticed that he actually gives to units within 10 inches a full reroll of one of their action die. So that is quite powerful, and I'm like, maybe they're better even as artillery or like support from long range than melee combatants. We've just had an insane activation of these 2 RNARs that moved forward and shot everything. Even though one of them was crippled, they shot 2 of the Saxons, shooting them down dead, almost destroying this Morgana. And the 2 Obervolvierling, the first one destroyed the crippled Pride Inn, okay, and the other one, in a single activation, one-shot the Pride Inn that was still there. The Imperium is such a power level above the Sultanate. Like when I bring some Imperium level, my entire Sultanate army looks at them like, oh, this is what real power looks like. So yeah, well, we knew Imperium were...
That's all you wait for, actually.
I don't know why I play anything except Imperium, but... And yeah, they look great, and they didn't do any ramming, any any boarding or anything, and they still almost paid themselves back. Maybe they already did actually, just in this single activation. So yeah, go Imperium. And I scrambled on these Morganas back there with the reprise. End of 3rd turn. As you can see, not much is left at all. I still have 1 unit of Diogen and 1 giant robot Bjorn that is still alive. This Ausbiri is crippled, so is this Sabah, and the Aydin, everybody doesn't care about him, but I still have some cards thanks to him. Yeah. I did not even manage to finish off the Morgana here. The Pridanes, Pictons, I keep killing them Pridanes. The Pictons are still up and kicking. Big pack of 4 Tintagels are still there. Of course, the Deathbringer and its 3 escorts is the big firepower of the crown still. Crippled Pride Inn and 4 Orcas still being very threatening there. I think it's going to be a crown victory. We're gonna play fast the 4th turn, and we'll see how it goes, but not much is able to save the Sultanate now. First 3 activations actually of turn 4. The Tintagels moved forward, crippled this guy, and with the forward weaponry finished off the Sabah like way enough. He did something like 30 hits almost. So of course this guy is dead. Then I activated this guy that was crippled, still managed to sing down the Picton. The Picton that had 4 hull points left there, and I made a double activation with those little Diogen, and they killed the Morgana that was there. And now this little Pride Inn is activating. All right, we made a few activations, but we are gonna finish in the middle of turn 4 because that's it, it's over. Indeed, the Aydin is crippled and it didn't manage to do anything anymore. And yeah, next activation, the Orcas are killing absolutely this Aydin. This submarine kills this poor Einrier, and this guy kills 1 or 2 submarines, and I have nothing left on the table by the end of turn 4. So victory of the Crown of the East India Trade Company. They did have some losses, but well, even though I did manage to destroy the Indiaman and the Avalon, so they will not steal it, I barely managed to scratch the paint of the HMS Poseidon. So that is going to be it. We're gonna go for the debriefing. But yeah, the assault of the Sultanate, even with help from the Imperium, did not go well at all. Alright, we hope that you enjoyed this game. As always, do leave us a comment. It helps us with the algorithm and it gives you a chance to gain one of 2 battle fleets. As always, also give us a like, give us a subscribe as well. All of this really helps and motivates us to continue. If you are around in Paris, come to the Majestic. We often play Dystopian Wars, and as you can see, they do sell a lot of Dystopian Wars, a lot of Conquest as well, and they are always so nice. So do come to say hi if you are around. In the end, what happened in this game was 3,000 points, so we really tried to not film almost any dice rolls, but to go as far as we could so you could see the end of the game, and it was a Crown victory in the end. It was quite tough for the Sultanate. I'm not sure if they deserve all the nerfs they received. They keep getting nerfed even with this latest Orbit. They still have some very good units. We've seen the Chaskas, which are fragile, but they can really be hard to counter. I'm not so convinced about the Egyptians. They are extremely expensive. Like, they are super premium priced. Like, all of the cruisers are around 130, 150 points. And I'm like, do you really pay 150 points for a cruiser that has like 612 of armor and 8 hull points in total? It's like, it's like, I'm not sure I'm paying this. Same with the Assassin. Like, they're quite elite, but they don't have any rule that makes them worthy elite. They have scheming. We know that the schemings are usually more expensive, but now the Alliance scheming are in the point where I'm like, they're good. The Egyptian scheming, maybe they'll be there eventually. The Turkish aerials are super fragile, all of them. The one that is not so fragile is Badrul Badur, and it still can get shot down quite easily. Especially if you can bypass all its defensive systems, like he's very vulnerable to SRS, to weapons with piercing, all the things that will ignore its luminiferous defenses and its shield. So it will really be weak against this. And it is toughish, but for something that is like almost 400 points, I'm like, maybe it's not good enough, especially since it's very hard to hide. And it doesn't have that crazy amount of firepower. It has 6 rockets that you cannot replace and 2 particle beamers, which is not crazy. And the other ones, they are fine, but again, quite pricey. And they have the same problem with the Mass 2 Turkish as the Mass 2 of the Imperium, which are very bad. Imperium IRLs are crazy, like all the Imperium thing, but the Mass 2 of the Imperium are quite bad, and same for the Turkish, unfortunately. Let's hope they will get a boost, as what we've seen recently for the Union, because now the Union IRLs are quite good, and hopefully the Turkish will get the same benefits. Otherwise, the Diogenes, as good as always. The Heritage is like, you want it on the table for the portals, but it also can be shot quite fast for something that is 360 points, I think, the Heritage. And I'm like, it's hard. It's very expensive, the Sultanate.
Yeah, well, it's probably a good ship anyway.
Yeah, it is a good ship.
Just don't want to send it on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give him support, if possible. But easier said than done.
Yeah. So, well, still very fun to play with the Sultanate. The tennis, I was happily surprised. People say it's bad. For 350 points, I'm like, okay, I understand why people complain. But now that it has armor 8, Citadel 15, like, it's tanky-ish. It's tanky-ish. And 6 gun batteries and 2 heavy gun batteries, it can be good firepower. So I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah.
And the Reprise are quite good SRS. The only problem is that you cannot set them far, but you do need absolutely to use some portals alongside them if you do play the tennis.
But maybe that's true for the whole Sultanate order.
Yeah,
to use it well, you have to play with your portals, and it's quite it's harder to play than just a mere chrono list who you
or
basically
Commonwealth,
or
Empire, or Imperium.
Or Imperium, particularly easy, but
they are one of the trickier factions, and unfortunately, I'm afraid that you really need to use all the tricks to get at the same level as another faction. Same as the Covenant right now. We know there is a 3.05 coming for the Covenant, and let's hope that they will get boosted because they're in the same situation as the Sultanate right now.
I think the Covenant has more tools, with some really powerful units.
That's true. Well, poor Sultanate for now, but it's still they have beautiful ships. Turkish are beautiful, and the Egyptians are still some of the most beautiful ships of the game.
That's the most important in the game.
Yeah, that's the most important for sure.
So.
And what did you think of the crown, the Indians, and the hotels?
Well, I was never convinced with the EITC rule, because I think you give up really two big bonuses with I don't know what they call it, Lioneted Crew and Keep Calm Carry On. No, you keep
Royal Engineers, but
but you lose Keep Calm Carry On, which are two really important rules. So you're giving up these two big bonuses for this kind of maybe you'll get with a full roll of the blanks, which is huge. Don't get me wrong, but
it's big, but it needs.
It's kind of chasing the shadows. I don't know.
You put a lot of risk in. You trade rules that will always help you against something that's like if you win, you're gonna win more.
Yeah, that's just. Plus, there's this snowball effect that's maybe not really good in a gameplay.
Except if you're in a tournament and you count the points and you charge as many points as you can. Okay. But otherwise, I am not sure.
Yeah, and plus it forces you to go through the points counting mechanism, which is kind of heavy. So, I'm not really convinced with this rule at the moment. But for narrative reasons, I had to play Privates. So
you will see more of the Indians.
I kind of liked it. And plus,
they are Indians.
Some cheesers, but about the rotors, we used to say it was kind of a joke in our game groups that
they used to be terrible.
The chrono aerial was
You've seen them on the channel many times. They were always terrible, and now they're good.
Yeah, they felt powerful. Maybe it was because they were facing Sultanate. That's not
maybe, but no, they do have good rules now. They're finally at the point where they do feel powerful and usable compared to the other units of the crown.
The fact that you have those aerial torpedoes,
that really help. It changes everything. If you can remove rockets somewhere, it's gonna be better for sure. Sam, if I could remove the rockets on the Badrul Badou or the Lycaeum, it would be good ship. Already.
Yeah, well, maybe that's true for
any ship. The rockets are the worst weapons of the game.
It could be. It should be upgraded to 5.3.
I don't know what's up with the rockets.
I don't know. But I don't make the rules.
Nobody knows.
I just say maybe there's something I don't understand, and just the developers are way smarter than us.
As you've seen, the Aydin has one rocket battery, and it did 0 point of damage over the 4 turns that he played.
Yeah, well, it's very specific. Yeah, maybe with a Saxon with Skyfire and sometimes you can do something with the rockets, but it's really specific. Yeah. Well, with torpedoes, it's always powerful.
It's always better.
Yeah. So I was actually really pleased that I could play my rotors, which I've been owning for a long time, and it was kind of fun. I expected better of the Pictons as well, actually. I thought with 3 Pictons with a Majestic Gun Battery was a powerful threat, and you actually just ignore it for most of the game, and it didn't do that
well,
much.
They were fighting a ship that was with a good defense.
Yeah, maybe, but still...
could be better.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with them. The Grand Ninjaman, well... I don't think it's as good as Camelot or
the Gloriana.
But still it's fun.
See, it's good, it's well priced, there's logistical support, supply depot.
There's this combo with the Guinevere, whatever.
Geneviève.
So there's this combo, so these Guinevere are good units, but it needs logistical support. And for a long time there was only the Adventurer, which could provide them with it.
But now the Indians bring
there's another one. So maybe I'll be more tempted to play the normal Ninjaman rather than the Grand Ninjaman, which is cheaper. and just keep points for probably a Gloriana or something like that.
Or more orcas.
Yeah, why? Well, Orcard, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's probably too powerful. Yeah, that's...
Maybe. It's surprising always how just a couple, like 5 ships can make 32 dices.
The mini doesn't look that threatening.
Yeah.
I mean, so just like the profile doesn't match the actual miniature. Maybe that's more.
But they're fun. They're one of the very good units.
Yeah, as long as you don't spam them, it's
Yeah.
okay. You know, just playing one unit is good.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, that was it. We hope it was fun. We hope you found the game balanced. Let us know, as always, your ideas in the comments. And I will see you on the next video. Until then, take care of yourself and those around you. Bye!